knocking for me, says stand up son, put it on now. Belts of the truth, tie it tight, breastplate on. Got my life shoes, hit the ground, ready to go. Mind stayed fixed on the road you showed. I will not bend, I will not run. You train my hands, you shape my lungs, steel in my steps, fire in my chest. I hear the call, and I say yes. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here. Oh, oh, oh. Helmet of peace, cover my thoughts, sword in my grip, cuts every lie. When doubt gets loud, you speak first, my heart stays locked on your word. I will not bend, I will not run. You train my hands, you shape my lungs, steel in my steps, fire in my chest. I hear the call, and I say yes. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here. Oh, oh, oh. Restore what was left out, cover the cracks, train me in daylight and in the black. When I am weary, you keep me whole, fully equipped, body and soul. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here, stand here. Oh, 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 stand here. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yep, now I gotcha.
Yeah, my I guess my site came up saying stop recording. So
Oh, we
the
got
only,
you back.
yeah, the only thing it would do is let me make me reinstall it, redo it.
Oh, leave and come back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it is Monday. Just wake up, revel.
Yeah, you're breaking up again.
On. All right. We are having some glitches here.
Yeah, it says your recording has stopped. Something went wrong and you aren't being recorded anymore. Everyone else is being recorded. Refresh and rejoin from a regular browser, not incognito. I don't know what that is. All right, let me see if I can't.
Um,
The only thing that comes up is says changes you made may not be saved, so reload.
yeah.
Should I reload?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Better?
Oh, I can hear you. It just says uploading,
All right.
but I do see the shield.
Uh, all right. So it's Monday, the day after Flag Day.
Yeah, my dad's birthday.
So, little bit of housekeeping. Friday is Len Kane's birthday. So we're gonna do a special show for that. He turns 90. The legend himself turns 90.
Wow.
And following the show or in conjunction with the show, we are doing a special starting Thursday at noon and then continuing on Friday for Juneteenth.
Uh-huh.
And so with Juneteenth, for people that don't know, Juneteenth is all about the official complete end of slavery. And so when the Civil War was won, lost, depending on which side you're on, and the Declaration of Independence was, or not Declaration of Independence, Proclamation, the end slavery was signed. Because of the way communication was back then, not it didn't fully end everywhere. And so one of the last places that it was ended was in Texas. And so Juneteenth celebrates the end, complete, total end of slavery in the US. And what's really cool is we get our own part of history with the show because our Tuesday host, Rick Reese, his family was the slaves for the mayor of Galveston.
Hmm.
They celebrated the very first Juneteenth.
Wow.
So we get to hear stories from an actual perspective of that day means. And so it has been a tradition on the show on Juneteenth to celebrate it, to acknowledge what it meant. Not all the propaganda, not all this, and all this other stuff, just the historical facts and understanding what the significance of Juneteenth actually is. I didn't even know anything about Juneteenth till I was actually going through some of my historical history books.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
it wasn't something that was really celebrated. It was never really acknowledged,
Right.
growing up. Well, hell, Rick didn't even know about it till he got older.
I didn't even know about it until a couple years ago.
Yeah. It's one of those things. We celebrate all the stupid of history, but we don't celebrate the significant ones.
Right.
So that's coming up Thursday and Friday.
Cool.
So today we are talking about overcoming, talking about the shield of faith.
Extinguishing
the
the
thing.
fiery
So-
darts.
That's it. But it's not just focus. You listen to talk radio, you listen to podcasts, you're on social media, and well, some of us are anyway. Some of us are still learning what it is. You're getting better. You message me all these great things. Throw it on your Facebook page.
Why?
Because they're good stuff.
I
They're
don't.
uplifting.
Well,
People need to see it. You never know. And here's what people like. I'm going to use you as an example. Don't understand. Facebook and social media can be used for good or for evil. And when you've got positive, great things to share, you never know who's going to see that. A good example, and I've talked about this, I don't know if it's been on this show or not, but how I became involved with the guys and with this radio show 4 years ago. 5 years ago? Right during the middle of COVID. So
Okay.
that was the big boom of the coaching industry. That's when we started switching from, helping people in general to how we can raise our prices as coaches and sell big ticket items to make that buck.
Yep.
I went on a rant because I work in autism and neurodiversity, and I work with PTSD. And so, my demographic have a lot of money. I am not going to be rich doing what I do.
You're breaking up again.
My internet's a little wonky today. But, so I create a post talking about how we're selling ourselves out, how we're no longer here to help people, we're here to make a buck, quick buck, and how, without training, without any credentials, people are a dime a dozen trying to be a coach. From there, someone who had no connection to me whatsoever, Kurt, saw my post. He brought me onto his show. And that's how, and Ron ended up checking the show out. And from there, Ron brought me onto a few other shows. And how I ended up meeting the guys and then helping take it over, adjust it and change it and upgrade it and make it what it is today. By one single little post that should never have been seen by somebody, saw it, and the rest is history. And so you never quite know, good or bad, who's going to see your post. Better?
Yeah, and I had to go on my phone. Yeah,
Gotcha.
stupid. I got to get a new laptop or something. Dumb
Yeah,
thing.
me too.
Oi.
I'm on the family desktop, so I need to do laptops to work downstairs. Saying is never see what you post.
Still breaking up.
That's good. All right.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, better? Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right, is that better? We are just. All right, you're breaking up. You sound like R2D2.
We're just playing around right now.
That's it. Hey, we are full of technical difficulties today.
Yes. A lot of technical difficulties.
It is what it is. Things
Now
happen.
connecting. Happy for, I guess.
Huh. So today we're going to continue in our Armor Up series. And we're going to but we're not going to spend the whole hour talking about the problem. We're going to talk about the solution. You know, most already know what the arrows are, and they know that what keeps them awake at night. You know what makes you question yourself? The fears carry, the regrets they replay, the doubts you battle. The question isn't whether arrows exist, but the question is, how do we stop them from controlling us? Because faith isn't just believing, faith is action. Faith is movement. Faith is choosing what to do next. And before we get into that, let's talk about what we've learned so far. The truth tells us who we are. The righteousness reminds us who we are. Peace helps us stand. Faith helps us move. Every piece of armor builds upon the last. And today we're learning how to use identifying the arrow. You cannot defeat the enemy you refuse to. You feel overwhelmed but cannot explain why. They know something feels wrong, but they haven't named it. Ask yourself, what's my biggest arrow right now? Fear, anxiety, regret, financial stress, health concerns, stuck, uncertainty? Name it. Because unnamed fears become larger than they actually are. David identified Goliath. Joshua identified Jericho. Jesus identified temptation. Battles become clearer when the enemy has a name. Scripture tells us, search me, O God, and know mine heart. Psalm 139:23. Before we can heal, we must become aware. One of the greatest skills you can develop is learning the difference between facts and stories. Facts: I lost my job. Story: I'll never recover. Fact: I made a mistake. Story: I'm a failure. Well, many of us are suffering from not suffering from facts, but they're suffering from the stories attached to the facts. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. John 8:32. Truth breaks the power of stories. No, every arrow carries a message. Fear says you won't make it. Faith says God will provide. Doubt says you're not enough. Faith says God's strength is made perfect in weakness. Regret says you're disqualified. Faith says God redeems. Judgment says quit. Faith says keep going. Jesus fought temptation by responding to Scripture, not emotion, not opinions, truth. Matthew 4 repeatedly says, "It is written." If Jesus answered lies with truth, we should too. Using truth, naming it, acknowledging it, not labeling it, not making it our identity, but just straight up facts. Is the key. Faith isn't sitting and waiting. Faith moves. Noah built before it rained. Abraham left before he knew where he was going. Peter stepped out before he knew he could walk. Most people wait until they feel confident. Confidence comes after action, not before. Fear hates movement. And this is where you ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today? Not next month, not next year, today. One phone call, one application, one conversation, one prayer, one step. Faith works. Faith without works is dead. James 2:17. Faith is action. Isolation strengthens fears. Connection strengthens faith. The enemy wants people isolated because isolated people lose perspective. God created community. You need people to remind you who you are when you've forgotten. You need people who challenge your excuses. You need people who encourage your growth. Two are better than one. Ecclesiastes 4:9. Even warriors travel in units. Now, one reason God repeatedly instructed Israel to remember was because people forgot. They forgot prayers that were answered. They forgot obstacles they overcame. They forgot battles they survived. Now you're in twice. Uh,
Oi.
Oi.
Is that any better?
Yippers. When God repeatedly instructed Israel to remember, and because so many people forgot, and we're going through.
Yeah, they forgot that prayers were answered. They forgot obstacles overcame. They forgot battles they survived. David remembers the lion and the bear before facing Goliath. But you have already survived. Think about it. There was a time when you didn't know how you get through it. Yet here you are, standing. Now, Psalm 103, 2. Bless the Lord, O soul, and forget not all his benefits. Never fear his faith. That might not hear you now. There we go. Trust God with what we cannot control. This is the hardest step. Control is company, but much of life is uncontrollable. Other people, the economy, the future, the past, the weather, unexpected events. Now, at some point, faith requires surrender, not giving up. Giving over. And there's a difference. Giving up says nothing matters. Giving over says, I trust you with what I cannot carry. And that is the hardest part for us, is just having that blind faith to be able to let go. No, we still show up 15 minutes early to an appointment. We struggle with incompetence. We don't show up time to something, or they say they're going to call at a certain time and don't come. This is where faith begins, where control ends. Every soldier trains. Every athlete trains. Every believer must train. If you want a stronger shield, you have to practice these 4 daily drills. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. Gratitude changes this. Drill 2 is scripture. Read 1 chapter daily. Faith grows through truth. It's a lot like when you're in boot camp and you're going through the manual. Memorizing it in the words. Memorizing all the information in the Drill 3 is prayer. Talk honestly with God. Not perfect prayers, just honest prayers. And drill 4, take action steps towards your goal every day. Small steps make major victories. Get back.
Is it me, or is it just that you sound like you're talking in a 55-gallon drum? Oh, technical difficulties. Love it.
me see. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Try this. It must be you because you're reporting group 7. Alright. Should we just call it a rush for today?
I don't know if anybody else can understand you, but I can't. Oi.